I want to talk to you about the idea of building spiritual relationship within a romantic relationship, which you talk a
I
lot
love it.
about. What does spirituality bring to a romantic relationship, you would say?
Well, the truth of the matter for me, I believe that all of us are actually spirits having an earthly experience.
Yeah, I totally agree
Like,
with that.
the truth of the matter is, like, our bodies are potentially the least form of us. You know what I'm
I
saying?
couldn't
And
agree
so
more.
and so our spirit knows when we walk in a room and something is off. Our spirit knows when somebody's trying to play us. Our spirit knows when we're in the wrong position, yet we give, honestly, not enough time paying attention to our spiritual life. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think
Mm-hmm.
that for me, when you talk about your spirit, that's actually who you are. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
that's what I believe is going to live beyond the 70, 80, 90 years we get on this earth.
That's
And so
right.
for me, I really do believe that it's time for our generation to take more time and intention on feeding, actually building up, and actually making sure our spirit is healthy. And that for
Mhm.
me, I really believe the adage that healthy things grow. And so if you make sure your spirit is
Yeah,
healthy,
yeah.
then you can align with other people whose spirits are healthy. But the truth of the matter is, most people, because they don't think the spiritual is important until it's around death or around like a bad situation or around being scared, they never actually are intentional with it. And so for me, I just think your spirit is you.
And I think to your point, it's also quite difficult when we aren't in a totally spiritual realm, right? We have to live with the
Yes.
binary aspects of life. Sometimes
Yep.
there's no nuance, especially in today's day. And everything is
Oh,
very
yeah.
this or that, up or down, left or right, black or white. And so I do think it becomes difficult to how do I pull this spiritual element of myself in something that doesn't really allow it to exist? What are some of the most common ways you see a romantic relationship suffer from not incorporating spirituality into it?
Well, people use this scripture all the time, but I believe there is some real power to it. People spiritually are unequally yoked.
What does that mean to you? Let's unpack that
Okay,
because
let's talk to it.
we hear it so much.
Yes.
So what would you describe it as to somebody that doesn't know what that means or say, oh, that's cliche.
Yeah, yeah, no, this is not cliche. This is actually very practical. And this is why I love studying the Bible, studying history, studying all this other stuff, because a yoke was actually put on oxen. And so what would end up happening is, back in the day, that when you would try to pull something or you would be plowing the farm, you would need two very strong oxen on the same thing, and they would be tied around the neck with each other so that when they would move, it would move in synchronicity and it would be at the same level. But if you got one ox that was strong and one ox that was weak, it would start to turn because they were unequally yoked. One was a lot weaker than the other, and you weren't able to go straight in a path or be able to reach the end goal because there wasn't equal strength. And I think that's what it comes to sometimes spiritually, is that
Mm,
we get, or even just relationally, or even just maturity wise, that
sure.
many times we'll get with somebody because they look good, baby is fine, or my man has got the six pack, or they're business savvy, or whatever the thing is, but you didn't go deeper. You didn't see what their value system looked like. You didn't see what their character actually has produced. You didn't see where their spirit is either fed or neglected. And so you get into this thing, you begin to love these people, you begin to buy houses with these people, have kids with these people, go on vacations with these people. And then one day you wake up and you realize, uh-oh, like, I'm stronger in this area that they don't even value,
Yeah.
or I'm hurting in an area that they don't care about. And a lot of times that's why people go in circles in relationships, is
Yeah.
because they've never actually either built up the strength to be with somebody that is on the same page and same level. And I'm not saying perfect, but I am saying progressing.